the experts, we're connecting with you. This is Connect by 3 News.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 3 News Connect. We want to help keep everyone connected right now. That's why we're at home, coming to you from our homes. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hi, Monica. Good to see you again. Yeah, this is week number 3 of broadcasting a split show from home. It's odd. I work every day with you. I haven't seen my co-host in 3 weeks, but we make do with what we have. And we start each day at noon with the latest coronavirus headlines. And with that in mind, let's tell you some news around the virus right now. And we've just learned that a crew member on the naval ship, the USS Comfort, has tested positive. That's the ship that's been docked in New York City. It was initially meant to treat patients who do not have the coronavirus as a way of easing the hospitals in New York City that are overwhelmed with the virus. But now that a crew member has tested positive, it looks like that ship will be open to coronavirus patients as well. No contact between the person that tested positive and any of the patients on board. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson is still in intensive care at this hour, but said to be in good spirits. He received oxygen in his treatment for the coronavirus, but is not on a ventilator. He was sent to the hospital after showing symptoms 10 days after testing positive. And Major League Baseball is trying to salvage the season. They're considering bringing all of the teams back to spring training in Arizona. Tribe fans and players left Goodyear a few weeks ago, this after the commissioner closed down the spring training. Indians had played 19 spring training games, but the Major League Baseball season was put on hold. Now all 30 teams, if they were in the Phoenix area, at least would be able to play games, even though they would be able to play without fans in attendance. Why Arizona? Well, it's a good question. It is home to 10 spring training ballparks, so they would have the facilities, including the Indians and Reds joint facility in Goodyear. The Diamondbacks Major League Stadium is also in Phoenix. All the fields are within 50 miles of each other, so there would be no air travel needed. The Players Association still has to survey its members to determine if they would support such a plan. Monica?
That would make a lot of fans happy, Jay. Hey, there are new limits on Ohio retail stores now in effect. And while this applies to all businesses who fall under the essential business category, grocery stores are really the primary focus. Now, this will impact your shopping experience at places like Giant Eagle, Heinen's, Walmart, and Costco. Now, per Governor DeWine's order, stores will limit how many customers are inside. They'll use floor markings and stickers to encourage physical distancing, add plexiglass dividers at registers, and many employees will wear masks and gloves. Customers say they already see a difference.
But the distance was good. I like the way they marked off the floors and stuff like that, so that was a much better experience than before.
Now, the governor says some stores are working on one-way aisles to keep shoppers even further apart, though our 3 News crews did not see that anywhere where they were looking yesterday. Well, it's still too early to tell if this will impact your orders, but today workers at the grocery delivery company Shipt are planning to walk off the job. In a blog post, a group of workers announced their plans and their set of demands, including a $5 hazard pay per order and an expansion of the company's paid sick leave policy. Workers told The Hill that Shipt failed to give them PPE, that's personal protective equipment, and the company says it will provide it within the next 2 weeks. And with Governor DeWine and the CDC encouraging everyone to wear non-medical face masks, many of you are making them at home. But can the fabrics that you choose really make a difference, and should some be avoided? Well, Lena Lai turned to the experts for answers.
So you're following health guidelines and making a cloth covering for your face, whether sewing your own.
2 rubber bands, one on one side and one on the other side.
Or doing the no-sew fabric and rubber bands approach, as demonstrated by U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams. But the fabric that you choose could make the difference.
Look for fabric that you have in your house which has the densest weave pattern.
University of Akron Dean of Polymer Science, Dr. Ali Denoja-Wallace, suggests putting the fabric to the light test. If light easily passes through, so can a virus. The National Institute of Safety and Health studied how well different materials filter out particles. T-shirts had 10% efficiency. Scarves had 10 to 20%. Sweatshirts 20 to 40%, and towels were the most effective with 40%. Most medical masks have a 30 to 50% efficiency, not including the N95, which has at least 95% efficiency. Now about those videos you may have seen all over social media using HEPA furnace filters or vacuum bags to make homemade masks. A word of warning, some HEPA materials contain fiberglass, which may pose a threat if inhaled.
Breathing in the material can be harmful. Protecting it by putting it in between two fabrics would be advisable.
That is, using the filter as an insert instead of directly on your skin is a better idea. And don't forget, you have to wash it. The CDC says a regular washing machine and drying on high heat should do the job. You can also soak it in a mix of 1 part bleach and 3 parts water. Rinse well and dry. Lena Lai, 3 News.
All right, Lena, thank you very much. Great advice there. Well, we know many small businesses are eligible for federal and state funds as they try to make ends meet during this tough time. Now the city of Cleveland is trying to help local businesses that have been hit hard by the virus. Mayor Frank Jackson announced an emergency capital fund for those businesses to survive the outbreak. It comes with a $10,000 loan, no fee or interest, plus there's no payments on this loan that'll be due until 2021. The city says these measures are in place to assist businesses until the federal money is available. Monica?
Well, Jay, there is more controversy over an anti-malaria drug that some have said can be used as a possible treatment for COVID-19. Its effectiveness, though, has been questioned by many medical experts. And I spoke with a local toxicologist who was also urging caution because of dangerous side effects of the drug and the fact that it hasn't been studied properly.
People can have kind of bad dysrhythmias and have cardiac arrest or have their heart stop just from kind of what is not a large dose of these medications. And there are people out there who are more predisposed to this. When these medications are started, they need to have kind of baseline testing of the electrical conduction through their heart to make sure that they're not at risk for dying from starting this. And in this case, when people are prescribing this without getting those kind of precautionary measures, I'm concerned that we are going to be seeing more cases of this cardiotoxicity, and that's certainly from kind of the anecdotal reports I've been hearing out of France where this was first popularized.
He says the original study from France left out significant data, 6 patients whose outcomes were not included.
One of those patients died. One of those patients was unable to tolerate the medication due to side effects and drug toxicity, and 3 of those patients actually required intensive care unit after being started on the medicine. So the 100% success rate is not accurate. And this new data coming out of New York City is from one doctor's experience giving this drug without any sort of control group. And so I think the tendency to see any benefit as attributable to the drug is not necessarily true, because we can't say that those people wouldn't have just done better on their own.
This is why he's stressing the need for clinical trials to see if the drug is actually working.
This kind of unethical human experimentation, in my opinion. And the way we do research and conduct studies and kind of gather evidence has evolved over decades and centuries for very good reason, because of kind of unethical experimentation on humans. And it seems very hopeful to kind of use these sick people, a last resort. Any benefit can be attributed to the drug is what people are going to believe, but there's also a good chance that we could be harming these people even worse. And there's no way to say that without getting better evidence first.
Now, there are currently 15 clinical trials planned across the country to test this drug, and most involve healthcare workers. But at this point, Jay, only 4 are recruiting patients for those trials, and none of them are in Ohio.
Well, that's clearly what we need. We need clinical trials to see whether or not this drug has any positive impact. Monica, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I heard President Trump say yesterday during his briefing that he's actually considering taking hydroxychloroquine just as a preventative.
Yeah, you know what? Back when we were dealing with SARS back in the early 2000s, there were lab tests that with this drug that did show some prophylactic promise of the drug against that virus. And that's why many doctors in the beginning of this pandemic, they started taking it prophylactically, and that also led to a shortage. So a couple of weeks ago, Dr. Marino said Ohio's pharmacy board actually limited the prescribing of it, and now it's been reported that India, the country where we get 47% of hydroxychloroquine, the nation's supply of the drug, has stopped shipping it here. And the drug is legitimately used for those with autoimmune disorders such as lupus or rheumatoid arthritis. And now those people are likely now facing a shortage for a drug that they actually need, and a drug that was actually gone through clinical trials to test for those particular disorders that they're dealing with.
Well, interesting. At desperate times call for desperate measures, and I know everyone is frantically looking for any kind of relief, any kind of treatment that will help stem the mortality rate of this deadly virus. Well, obviously, we want to keep you up to date with all of the latest coronavirus information, and we have a way of doing that so it goes directly to your phone. Very convenient. All you have to do is just text the word FAX to 216-344-3300. It's a text, not a phone call. 216-344-3300. All the latest updates and developments are sent right to your phone. 3 News Connect takes a quick break. We're coming right back.
And we could be in it for the long haul, but working in a place that's not meant to be a workspace, well, that could be pretty hard on our bodies. So we went to the experts. We talked to a physical therapist, Katie Long from Metro, about how to make it a little easier.
When we're at home and working from home, going to school from home, we're finding ourselves in awkward and unusual postures and positions that could lead to issues down the road.
So there are some simple things you can do right now to feel better, and one of them is so easy. All you need is a rolled up towel.
It's important to make sure that we have our shoulders back and our chin tucked ever so slightly backward. One thing that can help us do that and get that recline is using a towel roll behind the back.
And another thing that's really important is to go from being able to sit to a standing position, and tomorrow we're going to show you how to create a stand-up desk at home with things you already have around the house, and that is definitely something I am going to be watching for, Jay, because I miss my stand-up desk at work very much.
I know you do. I know you do. Well, as many are trying to figure out how to homeschool their children during this time, others are trying to figure out how to bring a new child into this world. Will Ewick shares the story of one local woman's remarkable journey.
My husband and I got married in October 2016 and started trying for a family, right after that.
At the time, Danielle and Dan Picorni didn't know how bumpy the road was that lie ahead.
It took 3 years, going through 6 fertility treatments. We had 2 losses.
Oh my God, I want to cry.
And got pregnant this past September.
So this actually might have worked, and I actually might be pregnant.
We're now due May 24th with our first miracle baby.
After all they overcame and all they anticipated, a pandemic wasn't on their radar. The coronavirus effectively canceled 3 separate baby showers for the couple, one from each family and Danielle's co-workers.
I took it really, really hard. Some people might think, oh, it's just a shower, but like someone that's gone through infertility for so long, it's celebrating everything you've been through to get to this point.
So her family and friends decided to find a way to give Danielle a baby shower that was years in the making.
I got to wear my shower dress, and there was just car after car after car for about an hour. Like, I hadn't smiled that much in a month. It was truly amazing.
Now reinvigorated by the love and support, Danielle and Dan plan to welcome their new baby girl into the world in a few short weeks. But just like everything else along the way, they already know it won't be going according to plan.
My husband would be the only one allowed in the hospital, in the room, while we're there. Which was also a devastation because I was hoping to have my sister and then obviously our parents.
Despite everything, Danielle sees the silver lining and is hoping everyone dealing with a similar situation will see it too.
The number one priority is her, that she arrives healthy and that my husband's there.
Will Ewick.
Everything will be all right.
3 News.
Will, thank you very much. All of us at 3 News are wishing them the very best in the coming months. We love stories like that. If you want to share them with us, we'll put them on the air. We love highlighting local stories that make people smile during this time. Even if it's just a photo, spreading joy. Text it to us with a brief description. The text number, 216-344-3300. We'll put them on the air. 3 News Connect, coming right back.
Hello, I'm
Welcome back, everyone. People with autism may be processing this time differently than others, but there are things parents and advocates can do to make it easier to understand. So we turned to the Autism Center of Akron for some advice.
Building a routine into your day, and really sometimes that seems overwhelming because it's like it's not like a school where you have as much of a structured day like that. But how can you chunk your day? So maybe you have a morning routine and then a midday routine and then an afternoon routine and then a bedtime routine, sort of chunking out the day. But for a lot of individuals with autism, they thrive on routine.
She says giving chores, fun activities, and going outside to practice rotary skills are very important. And if your child struggles with communicating, there are tips for that too.
Social stories are like very plain language storyboards that you can read to your child. And you may need to adapt it for them a little bit and put it into their words. But they're oftentimes, my son's got a lot of communication challenges, so it's very visual. It lays everything out for him. Many teachers are creating these for their students as well.
The most important thing to remember is you are not alone. The Autism Society has many online resources, including Zoom check-ins, and you can find all that information at WKYC.com. Well, as you probably well know, the state is facing a major blood shortage because of this pandemic, and today the American Red Cross and Cleveland Clinic are teaming up again for a blood drive at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The drive goes until 3 p.m., but it is important to know that you must make an appointment if you'd like to donate. The last time they had a drive there, the time slots filled up completely. And if you can't get in today, there are other drives coming up, and you can always make a monetary donation. You can get much more info on this at redcross.org.
Signs of spring are a gentle
Welcome back to 3 News Connect, everyone. Before we get ready to go, here are 3 coronavirus headlines that have you talking. U.S. stocks open 3% higher on the hopes we could be close to the peak of the virus. Drivers who auto insurance is through Allstate, well, you're going to be getting some money back as the company launches the shelter-in-place payback. And Lowe's announces they will close all of their stores on Easter Sunday. And entertainers from around the world, they'll be coming together for a global televised special in support of the fight against the coronavirus. Late night stars Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, and Stephen Colbert will host the event. It's called One World Together at Home. The event was put together by Lady Gaga, and it will include performances from singers in their homes, including Paul McCartney, John Legend, Chris Martin, Lizzo, and many, many more. And it will be on TV and different streaming platforms. It will all take place Saturday, April 18th. Jay?
That's pretty cool, Monica. From movie releases to entertainment, everyone is making adjustments due to the coronavirus. Danielle Wiggins now has the story of how a Nashville musician with roots right here in Northeast Ohio is building a connection with their fans from the comfort of her bathroom.
Everybody's got a story. Nashville singer-songwriter Annie DeShant has been telling stories through her music for over 20 years now. She got her start right here in Northeast Ohio.
I cut my teeth in Cleveland. That's where I first started singing professionally at a little bar called the Barking Spider on Cleveland's east side.
In fact, the Avon Lake native was scheduled to perform April 18th at Nighttown on Cleveland's east side. But that performance, and many others, was canceled due to COVID-19.
I can't stay connected directly with my fans just like everybody else can't. And so it means that I adjust.
And welcome to the 11:30 bathroom break, live from Annie's bathroom in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, you heard correctly. Annie is adjusting by giving daily short concerts on YouTube, broadcast from her bathroom.
I guess when I first started thinking about it, I was like, where can we do this? And I thought, you know what? The bathroom sounds really good. There's a reason everybody sounds good in the shower.
The bathroom break concerts aren't a solo effort.
We're a team. We work as a team.
Annie's partner Erin serves as her sound technician and live chat moderator. She says fans
are really enjoying a bright spot, an upbeat moment in their day to take them away from everything that everyone's dealing with right now.
I'm just hearing people tell me that it makes them feel better. People just want a break in their day.
And that break is coming to you Monday through Friday at 11:30 Central Time from Annie's bathroom. Danielle Wiggins, 3 News.
Danielle, thank you very much. Annie's bathroom break concerts air at 12:30 our time, and she makes several references to Northeast Ohio, Lake Erie, and her hometown of Avon Lake. She says she always mentions the area because of her love for the region. And Monica, why not? It's where she got her start.
Absolutely. It's so great to see Annie, too. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us. Of course, we will be here tomorrow at noon for 3 News Connect one more time. Jay?
Yeah, Monica, we'll also be back at 5 o'clock. Betsy Kling will join me as well as the entire 3 News team to bring you the very latest on the coronavirus and also President Trump's daily briefing scheduled to happen in that 5 to 6 hour. Thanks for watching. Stay